Hello guys, welcome to our YouTube channel The Elencus, a virtual platform to learn and grow. My name is Vijay Prakash. I hope you are doing very well. Today we are going to learn some useful phrases to sound smart and professional. They are not equally beneficial for people looking to enhance their speaking, but also those who are looking to enhance their writing skills, right? So they could also be used to impress someone with your good knowledge and command over English. So these group of words, if used wisely, will not only earn you a lot of appreciation, but also open up new avenues. So remember, always remember, words are everything, and I want you to use them to your advantage. So people are often recognized by the kind of words they use. And no one wants to be friends with those using unparliamentary words. So just be smart at it, right? And see the influence you have on others. So this is the second part of the useful phrases chapter. As I said earlier, that in every part I will take up at least 5 phrases with examples to keep the video rather short. So there will be more videos in the coming days, no doubt about it. So if you have watched the first part, you know the definition of a phrase, right? For those who have not done so, I would request them to go through that video for a better understanding. So you may do that even at the end of this video, there is no issues. Now we should begin our chapter. Just take a look at the 5 phrases which we are going to see. The number 1 is, you are looking cuter than a duck wearing a hat. Second, this is the nicest thing anyone has ever said to me. Third, maybe I did not make myself very clear. Fourth, I am not quite sure if it will work this way. And 5, I must respectfully ask for your cooperation. So here we go. Let's take one by one, right? So the number 1 is, you are looking cuter than a duck wearing a hat. So as the name of the phrase suggests, we are picturizing a duck wearing a hat, right? So we use this sentence to praise or impress someone who is looking cute and beautiful. This will make him or her feel very cheerful and lighten up the entire mood. So when you see someone wearing a nice dress or suit, instead of saying you are looking cute, you could say you are looking cuter than a duck wearing a hat, right? So your child is looking cuter than a duck wearing a hat. Suppose you visit a friend and you get to see his child, and then he is very cute. So obviously, as a compliment, what you would say, your child is looking cuter than a duck wearing a hat, right? So you can see the difference between these two sentences and the value they carry with themselves. Remember, there is no harm in praising something or someone with all your heart. People like being appreciated. So the world is full of disappointed and angry people, and using nice words in their praise is certainly a great idea, and you will never regret this. So let's move on to our next phrase in the video. And the number 2 is, this is the nicest thing anyone has ever said to me. This is our second phrase in today's video. This is the nicest thing anyone has ever said to me. We use this sentence after being appreciated by a person. So suppose you helped someone and the person is now praising you for all the help and said that you are very kind and down to earth person. So instead of only saying thank you, you can say, thank you, this is the nicest thing anyone has ever said to me. You just add another sentence after thank you. Suppose your neighbor says, you are the most helpful person in this area. Now you can reply, thanks uncle, this is the nicest thing anyone has ever said to me. So just see the difference, okay? You have earned a lifetime admirer by using a bunch of sweet words. So now let's see our next phrase, number 3. So number 3 is, maybe I did not make myself very clear. This sentence is used to clarify your point in a polite way and also to buy some time so that the other person agrees with your viewpoint. Using this not only makes you look polite, educated and professional, but also increases your chances to get heard. For examples, suppose your friend wants you to catch a late night movie, right, with him, and you have already said no, you are not interested, but he wants you to go anyway, and he is again asking and asking. So, and there is a point when you are frustrated why he is asking me again and again when I have already said no. So instead of just shouting at your friend and saying, are you mad, are you insane, go away, get lost, you can say, listen, maybe I did not make myself very clear, but I cannot go out so late at night. And let's see another example. Suppose someone is not paying heed to your instructions and repeating the same mistakes over and over again. So you could say, maybe I did not make myself very clear, but you are not supposed to do it. This way, you will be able to make your point strongly, that too without upsetting someone, right? So remember, sugarcoating words often makes your job easy. So always sugarcoat your words, right? So let's move on to our next phrase, which is, I'm not quite sure if it will work this way. So we use this sentence when we want to reject a proposal or idea and not sound rude at the same time. Means you want the person to rework. So instead of saying, I don't like this project, or I don't like this model or proposal or idea, you can just say, I'm not quite sure if it will work this way. Suppose your friend wants to impress his friend on her birthday and wants to wish her at 12 midnight by directly going to her house. You know that the idea of going to a girl's house at 12 midnight, that too unannounced, is an idea as foolish as it sounds. But you don't want to say a big no to his face and make him sad. So you can simply say, I'm not quite sure if it will work this way. Let's try something else. So that you have made your point without offending your friend, right? So let's move on to our next and last phrase, which is, I must respectfully ask for your cooperation. We use this sentence to sound grounded and polite while dictating the terms and conditions to someone, especially elders or high profile people whose cooperation is important to you. Suppose you are renting out your property and you don't want any noise after 10 p.m. Okay, so instead of saying please cooperate, which sounds like you are just ordering someone to fall in line, you can say, I must respectfully ask for your cooperation. So asking someone to cooperate is no crime, but saying I must respectfully ask for your cooperation means you value and respect the other person and there is no ground to feel offended. So this way you will be able to make your point effectively without harming the self-respect of others. Okay, so this was our last phrase in today's video. I would suggest you to write down the examples in a notebook and read them in your free time so that you could use them as and when required. So there would be follow-up videos with many more interesting phrases in the coming days, and if you have any suggestions or questions, do write in the comment section and I would definitely revert to you. I hope you liked the video, and if you did, please hit the like and subscribe buttons along with the bell icon so that you never miss an update from our YouTube channel, The Elenchus. So thank you for watching the video. Keep on learning new things. This is Vijay Prakash signing off.